Hello everybody and welcome to another episode. Today I'm going to give you a garden tour so you can see how things progress. It's nice to see how things progress over the summer months. So here we got the raspberry, and as you can see, there are raspberries. They're developing. We probably have about a dozen on there. There's some in the back, some on this side. So that is the raspberry. And then here's the grape. I still have to put in a trellis for the grapes to climb on. Oh, I missed it. I was trying to adjust the camera so you could see the butterfly. There was a butterfly. Oh well. If I see it again, I'll try and focus on it. So there's my grapes. On that blue barrel is the watermelon and cantaloupe. Again, I still have to put it in a trellis. You can see though, all along here and there's a bunch of flowers, so it should start producing. Hold on, I'll be right back. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I just realized that the handle to make the camera go up and down like that was on the front side instead of the back side, and I needed to focus on things. Silly me. Anyway, so there's the 4 o'clocks. As I think I mentioned in a previous video, that the 4 o'clocks, they weren't very tall, and that normally they're a lot taller. Well, you can see right at the top, right there, they are starting to grow a little taller. They're also starting to produce a flower. So it's finally warm enough. We're August 2nd today? August 1st or 2nd? It's finally hot enough that the ones that love the sun is finally growing. And yes, if you look there between the barrels, there's lots of weeds. I have to go with the trimmer and cut all that down. So then here's the strawberries. As you can see, lots of flowers. We had a couple of strawberries, but not many. It looks like, again, it's now ready. Even on the bottom one, it's finally ready and it's producing. You can see there's some strawberries here. They're not quite ready yet, but they are forming. Oh, the other morning I came out here to water the garden, and there was a black squirrel on that lower container of strawberries. He was, like looking for strawberries. So that lower one, we may not get the strawberries, but I'm hoping the upper one we will. And then that's my peppermint and spearmint. Okay, we'll go around. So that one is spearmint, and then that one is the peppermint. I believe it looks like the word spearmint on the other one. So anyways, either one, you can use them both for tea, you can use them both for ice cream, you can use it for whatever you want. They're both good. And then back there, you can see the rhubarb that I bought in the store is actually starting to take off. Nice big leaves, nice thick stems. Granted, it's only green, it's all green, but that's okay. That's how it starts. This is just the first year. We just need the roots to get established. And then my chamomile over there is starting to have one or two or three more, branches. You remember how I said when you cut it back, it will grow again? I'm wondering if it needs this weekend I'll be giving everything Miracle Grow. Because every second weekend I give it fertilizer. So this weekend will be the Miracle Grow. So I'm wondering maybe it just needs a boost of energy for the roots to send up new shoots again. And then this one is the raspberry that wasn't doing so well. Still not doing that great, but it is growing slowly. I do have to dig it up and get rid of all those weeds and dig up, find out what's going on, like about 6 inches down, and then figure out what to do with it. And then my baby's breath, like it's just going like crazy. And look at all the violas growing in there. I tell you, those violas, they love to walk. Looks pretty though, eh? The white and the purple. And then there's some clover in there too. Oh, and there's a couple of birds on the fence. Can you see them? I guess they came for food and I'm out here doing a video. Sorry, birdies. You'll have it back shortly. And then there is the poppies. What's that one called? Calibre, Callus something. That skinny tall yellow one. And then there's some poof ball marigolds. And then here's the forget-me-nots, again with some of those violas mixed in. They love to walk. And then we'll go over here. And these are the peas. We have gotten some peas out of it. I'm thinking next year what I might do is buy a pack of new peas. Maybe the peas are just too old. So I'll buy one pack and then I'll like mix it with the ones that I have. And then hopefully if the older ones don't produce, I'll have the new ones mixed in so they will produce. Because these did not, mind you, this year was a weird year. And then you got some violas in there. And then you can see I got some pansies in there, which I did not plant either of those. Plus, if you look down on the side here, there's some violas coming out of the ground. Yep, did not plant those. Violas, I guess, love to walk. And I guess they're perennials. And then here we got petunias in 3 colors in the busboy, and boy are they filling in. I have like 3 times as many as I had in the pot when I bought it at the store. See, sometimes you're better off buying them at the store because they have an actual greenhouse with, the bright lighting and everything. So sometimes it's worth, putting in the money to buy it in the store. And, like for me to have the same environment, it would cost me probably $1,000 for the setup. Maybe more even, because they have the greenhouse outside. And then all the lights and all the protection. And then there, look at the butterfly plant and the nasturtium. They're both growing great now. I think it's because the weather's finally warmed up. And then there's those two. The one on the right is actually pink. I know the flower that's not open yet is kind of yellow, but as far as I remember, it's supposed to be all pink. So maybe that's what it looks like before it opens and is pink. And then, of course, the white geraniums with it. And then there, my begonia. And I think that's another variety of geranium. Smaller, lower. And then there is 2 purple flowers that I put together. Looks like the one is taking off, but the other one just finished blooming. I think the one in the forefront is salvia, I believe. And then there is the cosmos, and it has buds all over. Like right up here. Where is it? Right there. There's buds, and to the left and right of that, there's more buds. It's finally taken off, I tell ya. A lot of these like the hot summers. Like even that, the Portulaca. Look at it. It's just beautiful. Yellow, orange, pink, red. Gorgeous. It's finally taken off. There are buds all over that thing now. So, I guess it's finally taken off. And then here, of course, the broccoli. We do have a couple of little broccolis on it, but it's probably not going to do much because it's too hot now. Broccoli likes the colder weather. And then what is that one? Garlic chive. And then with the dianthus right there, where is it? Right there. With the dianthus is the onion chives. And then look at that one in the blue bucket. That one's all seeds. That is the pak choi. Look at all the seeds on it. I am going to wait till the seeds are mature, ready to fall, when the pods, I think they start opening. I'll have to check. And then all that seeds. So, like, there's so many seeds. I could probably put 1 branch of seeds back in the bucket for a fall harvest, and the rest would go in a, dried and put in a Ziploc for next year. I'm gonna have enough seeds for a while. And then in the very front here, that is the rosemary, and yes, there is a weed right there. I have to remove it. And there's my stevia, and that is the sage. Okay, so now we're going to move over here. I started going through my trellises. That's 2 of them. And then there's 2 more behind me. And then I think there's a couple more on the side of the house. So I have to figure out which ones I'm going to put where. Meanwhile, on the stairs, and I'm sorry if it's not clear, the sun is pointing towards the camera right now. That's where the sun is. So they're all growing pretty nice. Everything is growing. The oregano in the red pot, I think that's starting to bloom, which means I have to cut off the blooms and harvest. And the 2 basils on either side there, that one and that one, 2 different varieties. I probably should cut them back and hang them and dry them too. It should be just about ready to do that. And then we'll go this way, I guess. Oh, nice. We're in the shade now. So, there are the 3 hot peppers right there, the eggplant, and then the bell peppers. And the eggplant, the leaves are really big, like it's really growing. The hot peppers are finally taking off, like the green bucket and the yellow bucket. They actually grew quite a bit in the last week. So I think the weather is finally good for it. And then the bell peppers, the 2 store-bought ones have peppers on it, very small ones. They will fill in, like they will keep growing. The ones I started, there's one or two that are starting to get taller. But yeah, I guess the weather is finally, this weather, it's going to finally be able to grow. And then there you can see those flowers in that long box. They just filled it right in. Marigold, viola, and alyssum. Orange, purple, and white. And then look in the middle there. This one right here. Where's my finger? Okay, right there. That one right there. That's the borage. It's huge. Bees are all over it. Every morning I come out here and the bees are all over it. And then this one over here. Where's my finger? Oh, there's my finger. Okay. Right, that one, the pink one. Oh, and there's some yellow in there too, and orange. That's the zinnia. And that's the one that's supposed to get 3 feet tall. I don't know. We'll get a little closer later. I'm just going around the outside. And then here I finally planted the beans and the cucumber. I'm just starting to get little sprouts coming out. So hopefully the weather is warm enough. That's the last thing we plant. And then the perennial bed is doing nice. Everybody's happy. The delphinium isn't growing very tall. And then here where is it? Shadow. Okay, so right here, the poppies, they're smothering the daisy, and I think it's the gaillardia, that actually came out of the ground. I get the feeling they're both being smothered by the poppies because the poppies just took off. So what I might do is right over here, I might put like a trellis or a small trellis or a fence just to protect the daisy, that Shasta daisy that's in front of it. And then the 3 we planted on the video, and the lilac, those are doing good. 2 of the ones that I planted I feel like have doubled. The echinacea, which is next to the lilac, I don't know that it grew any. But like I said, this weekend I'm going to give it fertilizer and hopefully it'll give it a little boost. Now, this one I don't even know if it's worth talking about because I've already picked 5 zucchinis. And look at that. There's more there. There's a white one in there. The 8-ball. I don't know if you can see it between the leaves. Then there's another one in the pink tote. There's 2 8-balls starting and 2 long ones. Oh, 3 8-balls. There's one right here in the front. And then there's 2 back in that corner. And then the long ones, there's 2 there. That one is almost ready to be picked. I think it's that right there. That one is almost ready to be picked. And there's 2 more going. And then there's this one. Whoops. It has a bunch of flowers, but I don't see any fruit on it. It's just a bunch of flowers. But like it's not even, like, it is worth mentioning because it's a great producer, but it does this every year. It's just full every year. And so it's the norm for this plant. So if you like zucchini and you want a lot of help saving money in the kitchen cooking, Plant zucchini. You really can't go wrong. I've been growing it since we moved here. So 5 or 6 summers now. And it's never, you know, it was always worth it. It never failed. It's always been a great producer. So, and the cooler weather, it just was slower, but it still did its thing. It still grew. It still, you know what I mean? Like, it is definitely worth it. And then here is my row of tomatoes. We'll go around on this side and then come back. So there you go. Tomatoes, flowers. I do have to, like this branch here, I got to tie it up. There are some that still needs to be tied. It got a lot taller. Like in the last week, again, week and a half, it's just taken off. And then here's more flowers, fruit. And this thing, I have, like, when I water it in the morning, the soil has compacted. So when I water it, there's like almost an inch of water on top of the soil, like a pool of water. And it soaks in within a few minutes. And the tomatoes are happy. Like, they're just growing and growing and growing. And then over here, now remember, the ones on this side is the determinant. So it'll produce an X amount of fruit, and then it's done for the year. Whereas the ones on the left that we looked at first, those will produce and produce and produce until the cold hits it. Like, look at all the fruit on that one. I believe this one is the early Evans. There's early Evans and early girl. Those are my two determinant, and they just produce like crazy. Oops, sorry for all the movement, but I want to take you around to see it on all sides. Like, look at this. Between tomato and zucchini, I really don't need anything else. These two grow like crazy. And then here are my cherry tomatoes in this long box here. This one here. These are all the patio cherry tomatoes. And actually, they have grown taller than they normally do. And then you see all the tomatoes on that one? And there's more further down. Like, and watch, after I fertilize, by the end of next week, it's just gonna be full again. Like, look at all the cherry tomatoes down there. Okay, they're still green. They haven't turned red yet, but look how much produce. Oh yeah, I've got to do that rock dust too for the calcium, because I don't want blossom end rot. So far we're okay. I don't see any blossom end rot. But just to make sure it doesn't start, I need to give it some rock dust. All right, and then, whoops, sorry about that. Okay, we're in the sun again. Hold on, we're gonna move. Oh, before we move, let me just show you this. Looky, looky, that's a pumpkin. It's a baby pumpkin. And holy, I didn't even know about that one. Do you see the other one? Where is it in the camera? Right there. Look at that one. I didn't even know I had that one. So at least 2 pumpkins I'm gonna have. I hope it's hanging on a on the trellis. Technically, I should cut up some tulle and hang it with the tulle so it doesn't damage the stem. I'll have to do that. And then, of course, the borage. Like, it's just buzzing with bees. If I put the camera here and just walk away for 5 minutes, you'll be amazed how many bees you're going to see. Okay, I'm moving you over here so the sun is behind us. Like, it's just full of bees. So if you want your flowers in the garden, like peppers, tomato, zucchini, all those, if you want the flowers to get pollinated, just stick a borage right in the middle of the garden. There's just so many bees on there. I can count 3. And when I come out in the morning, there's probably upwards of 6. Okay, so moving on. These 2 are my carrots. That one over there, where is it? That one is starting to get a lot taller. And then the celery, right there. That one is my celery. And then the leeks, I do have to add soil to the top of it. I have some in the house. Because you're supposed to cover the bottom as high as you can up until where the leaves start separating, so that the bottom is white. And then the beets, which I believe the beets don't like the hot summer, so I may pick out a couple of those and see how they're doing under the soil. There is a weed in there too. And that's, I think I've covered everything. So we'll back out. All right. Too bad I don't have a turntable for the tripod to stand on. So there we go. Yeah, I got to clean up the bird sanctuary again. I'm just trying to go around slowly. So yeah, basically it starts there. And then it goes all around. That's what I call my fruit garden on that side of the pathway. And then it's the pathway. And then what I call the vegetable garden. And if you look up on the deck, you can see those geraniums are doing really nice, and I got some baby's breath up there. I don't know if it'll record it because of the sun. The sun's on that side. And then we got the peas, and then we're done on this side. The petunias. All right, so that's an update. August 1st, August 2nd, not sure. I think it's the 2nd. It's Wednesday, so whatever Wednesday is. I think the 1st was on Tuesday, yesterday. So I'll wait a week or two and I'll give you another update, and we can watch it progress over the whole, season. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. And I will see you on the next one. Remember, do what makes you happy, and everything else will fall into place. Take care, everybody. See you soon.